always underestimate the yapping capacity. Also, babe,
wait, is it?
You have been one of my favorite fucking guests. Like,
really? Yeah.
You're
a vibe.
You just so naturally slipped into it, and like,
thank you,
it's
guys.
so nice talking with people who have the same ruthlessly wholesome politics as us. Yeah.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Oh, thank you.
Hi guys, and welcome to Chirpse with me, your host Glow. If you don't know, then get to know. And I'm here with my very beautiful co-host.
Hi, it's Cleopatra.
Coming at you.
That's cold. I like that.
Sorry, she's gonna beat my ass. She's gonna beat my ass.
It's all right. We live together. I'm gonna catch him when he's sleeping.
We going home together.
Oh, lock your doors. Lock your doors. Ooh.
We going home together. You taking me home, mommy?
I have multiple ways that I can get into this man's bedroom.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm a heathen asleep.
the door that is always open.
Window.
I would like to see you climb that.
I believe I could do it.
With what ladder, bitch?
With the area that we live in, baby, I will drop it in the group chat and it will come to me in less than 5.
And I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna see the message. I'll be there waiting.
No, you'll be asleep.
With a hot bucket of water to pour out the window. All the neighbors hear is, yo! You know in Tom and Jerry, when they be jumping into the air like, oh god, sorry.
I don't want to see this in the news.
Sorry, there's actually enough going on in the news today, but we'll get into that in a second. Please introduce yourself, my
Hey
man.
guys, I'm Vannessa, journalist and minister of enjoyment.
Period. You may recognize her from the research. I know you're tired. I'm so tired. I'm like, we need to get you another viral clip here.
Yeah,
so that
let's make one. It's fun.
Yeah, but you may recognize her from the recent video of her freestyling to a voice note that was sent by her friend and congregation sister to her fiance trying to poach him. If you haven't watched the video, I will link it below. But let's not rehash the past. Let's talk about... we're here to rehash the past. Speaking of... I don't even know how to even begin the topic.
How are you? Let's start with that.
Do you know what? Yeah, I've been feeling really, really good recently. It's been 8 weeks of me on my gym journey. First time ever. I'm really loving it. Like, you have to fight to keep me away from the gym. Like, I really enjoy it. Like, I think I've been really enjoying my friendships recently. I'm feeling so held and so loved. Like, I'm recently single, and that's been like an interesting journey for me. And like, I'm feeling like really positive and optimistic about it. Like, shout out to my ex and like all of the wonderful things like that they show me about myself and just the world. Yeah, I think it was like a nice springboard into like this new era of my life. So yeah, shout out to them, and I can't wait to watch them grow and watch myself grow as well. And I appreciate that we end things in a way that means we still get to watch each other do that.
That's so
sweet. Yeah. If you watch this, twin, love you. Shout out you.
And yeah. Vannessa, how are you?
I'm good. I feel similar to you. Like, I feel like very content, and I feel like I'm making the habits to meet my higher self.
Yeah.
Where previously I've shrank myself or overextended. I feel like I'm walking in alignment and just trying to have fun too. Because when you're getting serious, sometimes you can be too serious. But I like that I'm like striking that balance, and I feel good about that. How are you?
How are you feeling, babe?
I'm good. I'm going to be 30 soon.
30.
And I have been having a bit of a spiritual, almost like a rebirth. It's more like a calling to a rebirth. Like, because also my Saturn returns just hit as well a couple months ago. So I'm kind of just like, I had a time where I was like, I feel so unsettled. And then the past couple of days I've been like, no, I feel settled and called to action. And now I'm really excited because now I'm like, well, what's that going to look like? And what is my life going to look like by the end of 2026? And, you know, planets are going into Gemini, planets are going into all of the planets that I kind of want and need them to be in order to give me like a really good push. So I'm great as of this second. Ask me in 20 seconds, answer might be different.
20 seconds, please. But yeah, we are great and grateful. Yeah, guys.
That's nice.
Yeah, honestly, thank you so much for joining us because it's been like a good 2 months since we last recorded. I think I was feeling a bit nervous about coming back into it. And yeah, just like sitting and talking with you today has just like reinvigorated me and like made me feel so like alive. Also, I'm running on 2 hours sleep. Like I've had a shit day and I'm gonna end the day smiling. So thank you, genuinely.
You're so sweet. I'm so glad we met.
No, likewise. We friends now. We friends.
We like it.
Yeah, but let's just get straight into it. So, the UK. I don't know who to thank. The UK, God, India. I don't know, but sorry, But guys, the best heartbreaker well and truly won, or did she? Because India. I don't even know that. Let's try another cold open because that felt a bit sharp. Influencer and like stars of Love Island, Indiyah and Dami have been like, the talk of UK gossip recently because was it 4 months ago?
It was in December. Yeah,
a couple of months ago. Unfortunately, Indiyah was spotted out in duck and waffle at 4 a.m. Sorry. That was messy. Duck and waffle at 4 a.m. lips in another influencer called Marlon, who honestly I didn't know who this man was until
never seen that man a day in my life.
Apparently he's everywhere. Like I've been seeing him in
everywhere.
I've been seeing him on all the big streamers. I've been seeing him on all the TikTok. Yes, it's like.
Do you know what's actually very mad now? There was a time, because I'm like a old pop culture girl. There was really a time where there wasn't really a celebrity that came out that no one knew.
Yeah.
Now,
every day,
someone will be like, did you not hear about Bing Boing Flip Flop? And but it's everywhere. Everyone knows. I never heard of this person in my life. And if they walk past me right now, I wouldn't even blink. But he's famous, apparently. So
even the fact that like he's famous on like a single name basis, like he's just known as Marlon now.
And no, he's fucking not. Sorry, no, he's not.
Every time I've seen a blog, it's like influencer Marlon and no surname, and I'm like, we live in a world of Marlon Wayans.
That's what I was thinking.
Marlon Brando is the one that I was also thinking of.
Rip to that nigga.
But like. But you
find it. So anyways, Indiyah was caught lips-in this young man in duck and waffle at 4 a.m. And it was the talk of the town, it was the talk of the UK gossip blogs. Everybody got something to say, but nobody be talking when it's time to pray.
Preach.
And obviously wow, I should have even do you remember the name of the man's podcast that Dami was on?
Who was that guy?
I found it.
But he was another one because I was watching it and he's like, oh yeah, because I'm always on reality TV. I said, I've never seen you before. I don't know who this man is.
He's on reality. Okay. So Dami Hope has recently come on Pulsey Branson's podcast, We Need to Talk. And he's basically talking about his life experiences and growing up, but the predominant topic is his relationship with Indiyah and how his emotional response to this cheating scandal. Have you seen anything about it?
I've seen the comments basically saying that he was roasted before for being cheated on, and now he's being roasted for opening up about it. This is why we can't take, this is why we don't take black men's mental health seriously. Yeah. What I saw in the comments. But
I agree.
They're not wrong. And you see that reaction I just had? Yeah. That got like when you said we don't take black men's mental health seriously. I'm a black man, and even still, my initial reaction was because I think that is like a sentiment that has been abused by men to derail conversations about women.
Yeah,
you're spot on there.
Yeah,
you're actually spot on. Like weaponizing that.
However, unfortunately, it means that when we have actual things like this, where it's like, yes, Dami's mental health has been very publicly impacted by this. Like, it's a horrible thing to go through publicly. Now, people are kind of using that reaction that I just had to kind of like dismiss or undermine his feelings purely because he's a man. Mm-hmm. I've been seeing a lot of like stuff. Also, to be clear, I like both Dami and Indiyah. This has not like soured my opinions of either of them. If anything, it's just made me like Dami more. But yeah,
for me, the reception to it was like, I don't think there was ever, well, at least for me, I don't think there was ever an element of like he's the villain, but I think it really, really humanized him to me in a way where like I'm going to hold my hands up and say, I was giggling a little bit. It was funny. The tweets were funny. I was giggling. And then I watched the interview and I was like, this actually isn't a famous person who got cheated on by a famous person. This is a human got cheated on by a human. You've actually been embarrassed very publicly by someone that you know, like they live together. They for years. This is a 4-year relationship,
and they are associated. Like they are Dami and Indiyah. It's not like, oh yeah, this dude's girlfriend who.
No, you got famous by being together.
Like yeah,
and then as soon as XYZ happens, people are now in his face going,
yeah.
Well, either you must have deserved it, she must have been getting her lick back, with no reason for thinking that.
Yeah.
By the way, like we have no pictures or video to say that he did anything. You know, there's no evidence except what people say. So
And you know what? I'll hold up my hands and say like I was definitely guilty of this. Like I'm susceptible to suggestion, and also I love gist. So I
same.
This
is where I became fucked up.
I met and fell in love with these people. Fell in love is a strong word, but like like in terms of them as characters, as reality TV, I adore them.
Yeah.
Individually, separately, I have especially loved Dami's pivot into like a fashion creator since Love Island. So like I do have like some sort of like parasocial investment in them, right? But because it's a parasocial investment and not a personal one, it's like I have no stakes here. So like I don't care about holding a negative opinion of either of them. Well, I didn't before recently, but I think it was easy for me to like have certain like negative sentiments towards Dami because of certain things that he did that just rubbed me up the wrong way. Honestly, like naming his brand Snowbunny, that is something that because of my own personal politics,
which he also does address in the interview.
No, yeah, he does address it in the interview. He does address it. For me in my politics, there is nothing that Dami Hope can say to me, like outside of sitting me down and saying it to my face, that will change how I feel about that name. I don't care about it.
So here's my thing, right, with that. Because this is another element of the interview. I can see how his mind worked for it. In that when he explained that, like, I refuse to be boxed in by this thing that you're making it seem like something that it's not, because it's not even the real definition of the word. It's not even the only definition of the word. I can see the way his brain works. But my thing is sometimes people do that and it doesn't work. Like you could, because some brands do it, like Apple. Apple is a fruit. Apple is very popularly a fruit. But if you say Apple, for the most part now, people do think of the phone. I understand where his intention was.
Yeah.
But it was so unfortunately executed that unfortunately it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
It's really very sink or swim, because it could have come out and people could have been like, yeah, I would prefer that we call this Snowbunny and get rid of the other thing. Unfortunately, that's not what happened.
Yeah, because I can decide to believe, emphasis on decide to believe, that he generally thought this is going to be a cool moment where we get to reclaim a word that is shameful to us.
Yes.
And I think where he failed at that is that word isn't ours to reclaim. Snowbunny is not talking about us, it's talking about white women. Snowbunny is a word for white women to reclaim.
Yeah.
White women,
like centering them.
Yeah, it's like white people don't get to reclaim the word nigger. It's because it's not talking about that. It's their word, but it's not talking about them. Same way, Snowbunny, in the context of race, is a word that is referring to white women, and it is degrading white women. I feel like people forget that Snowbunny is an insult. Like it's not it is an insult to white women.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it was never yours to reclaim, darling. But also, because of, I think the cultural space we're in right now, especially with the incel culture, it was never going to land well because there's still enough men who like Snowbunnies. There's still enough men who covet them secretly.
I feel like Snowbunny is on the same kind of playing field as like jailbait. Where, because it's in that some people will hear it and be like, oh, that's a good thing. Some people will hear it and think, oh, that's a bad thing. And it entirely depends on your morals and your attractions.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because some people will, oh yeah, she's jailbait, or oh, she's a little, what was the thing that, there was a thing they used to say in the 90s. I'm not even going to dwell on it, but like, was it like, anyway, but there have been words that are to describe a certain thing that aren't really meant to be good things. When you describe someone or this person, the person that someone's dating, as jailbait or Snowbunny. It's not meant to be a good thing, but people will take it as a compliment.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But I think that's a perfect example of like how it for something that right now I don't care about. Like it's such a non-issue to me. I think the clothes look great. If I get sent a PR package for Snowbunny, I will wear it proudly because it's such like it's a non-issue to me. Like we've done it now. But
I want to see you walking around in a Snowbunny jumper.
My thing
you know,
yeah.
I don't know if I can say it, so I won't say it.
My thing is I haven't seen the clothes, so I don't know if it's like huge written on the front or if it's just what they're
Yeah, and I
called.
don't associate him as being like a controversial figure.
Yeah, me
Like
neither.
he hasn't built up that kind of
Yeah, he's not like a
thought
controversial
or
figure.
activism for me to like understand why he picked that name. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
Yeah.
Like I would expect someone like I don't know, like Kanye or like
Yeah.
someone like
Yeah.
that, something like that.
Yeah.
His reputation seems just like lovey-dovey.
Yeah.
Kind of like cool, like ideal lover archetype. Like, do you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I think he thought he was being clever and a bit tongue-in-cheek. But I think
Yeah.
for me in my personal politics, like I despise black men who engage with snow bunnies. I despise, as in socially, I socially reject black people who have a preference for white people. I like that's
fair
like
enough.
I accept your existence. I don't want to associate with you, and if I do, it will be from a loving distance. And because that is so strong in my politics, because that name was always going to taste out in my mouth, and so it's always going to mean that because I don't know Dami and I don't have enough data on Dami, it means that the very little data I have is going to skew me against him.
I see.
Now I have more data. I'm like, I actually really like. I mean, I was fond of Dami before, but I think it was one of those things where it's like. Dami the influencer, Dami the fashion icon, Dami the content creator, love him, adore him. And then there was like, the Dami who speaks, the only time I would hear of Dami speaking or like, the Twitter cycles were usually like, oh, we think that Dami doing this is misogynistic or Dami spoke over India in this or da-da-da. And I was getting these things out of context, but because it was coming from black women who I have enough reason to trust, it was very easy for me to have Dami in like a certain light in my head of like, oh, you're kind of just another annoying man with opinions that are just a bit
wonky.
What I will say that I thought was interesting that he talked about in the interview was people's reactions to and his affinity for, and it's a thing that I think even you and I do, and I think that anyone who exists as themselves both publicly and like I'm not talking about actors, I'm talking about people who do this thing online, is that he was on the radio, I think, and was like, I think he said something, this is when they were still together, obviously. He said something to Indiyah like, I can have kids with her, I don't have to marry her. Something to that effect. And then in the interview again was like, no, this is a joke that we make because she's Jamaican and it's just like, it's just a stereotype of Jamaicans. I did not mean it in any real way, but the way that people took it was like, oh, wow, you don't take her serious.
Yeah. You know what? I can
get
actually
it.
relate to that.
I
because when you're in your yard, you joke about shit like that.
Do you know the amount of times like me and my friends have like me and my queer friends like, oh, like we've like ribbed on each other's like gender identities or like or
I call you
neurodivergent.
Sock. I call everyone in our house Sock.
Yeah, it's like
I
ethnicities.
think when you're in a relationship and publicly, you have to contend with the projections of everyone else around you. Because like people don't actually like nuance; they just want to know black and white. Yeah. In the same breath, you're looking to these people as some sort of not even role model, not even like you want to, but because they're up there, you're going to be analysing and comparing just subconsciously.
100%.
Even like, gosh, like my fiance, the music he makes is outrageous. Like,
oh my God, after this, you have to show me.
To the point where literally he worked for a certain school and they've like pulled him up and reported him to an agency because they're like, this is misogynistic, this is this and this is this. So they've projected this whole false narrative onto it. Because what women would like to be spoken about sexually and freakily, do you get what I mean? They can't accept that a woman does not mind or might enjoy her.
In itself is,
do you get what I mean?
It's quasi-misogynistic because where's the autonomy? Anyways.
But like, it's just linking to your point. Like, we're all guilty of it though. Yeah.
It gives a little like, reminds me of like Lil' Kim a little bit. Like that whole era of things where people were like, oh, this is misogynistic. She'd be like, yeah, but I'm saying it too. So now what?
Like, I like this.
Yeah.
But that is to say, like, I can... Honestly, this is my public apology to Dami Hope. Like, in the sense that, like, Oh my God, they actually got me, as in like, oh my God, like I really like internalized every single thing that these people were saying about you and like allowed it to skew my opinion when I actually don't know a fucking thing about you.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you know his like interview, because I haven't watched it, was it quite respectful and grounded?
He really impressed me. I was so impressed by how he carried himself.
That's nice, because when you think about normally when people break up in the public eye, like and young people, whatever, they're quite petty or rude or like just blast people, like they don't sit on it. The fact that he sat on it for months and not really addressed it.
I really commend him, and I really aspire to be as much like him as I can.
Yeah.
He did in the interview kind of like there was not a single point where he said anything even that could even be construed as disrespectful about her. Even when they were talking about but which in turn can translate as worse. But that's not his fault. But even then, when they're talking about like the whole cheating thing in the video and all of that, there was a point at which he was like, "Look, I don't have all of the story, and I'm not about to tell you everything because I want to preserve her privacy." And I was like, "You're bigger than I," because if my ex did that, I would be saying things in public.
We need more healthy masculinity.
Truly, he just seems like a really good person. Like from the interview, like
yeah,
really
I want to give him a hug, bro.
Truly,
like,
bro. When he started crying,
at least PR event soon. I hope I see him at a PR event soon.
I need to see this. My whole thing that agitated me about the entire thing, like I said, I don't know if it's just a queer thing or when you start to actually like reflect yourself. There's just a lot more honesty and self-awareness. Yeah, and I feel like cheating just doesn't have to happen.
Yeah,
really doesn't.
Like it's actually just, I don't know. Like it doesn't have to happen. So I'm kind of annoyed with cheating in general.
Yeah,
obviously
it's so unnecessary. Like when you break down the choices that lead to it, I'm like, oh, you could have actually stopped at any point.
Yeah,
Because this is one thing that I have nearly cheated, but I have never cheated, and it's because if I'm even if I'm so deeply tempted by a person that I want to, and I've genuinely forgotten my part, there is something A that is always going to remind me, and B, I immediately know that we need to break up. Because if I feel to where I'm now going back and forth in my head about, well, do you have to tell? If I'm there, it's too late. Let me just end things because I don't. Yeah, I already told you. No. Let me know.
But
we don't need to talk about the stories of on people.
Yeah, but it was definitely interesting to like think about how my own kind of like wokeness and my own biases made me more susceptible to being a bit like I don't know. I'm a bit funny about that guy, and I know Shay Dami knows this himself. He said it himself, like because he's quite cheeky and tongue in cheek, and also because of the brevity of some of his previous interviews. For example, like when he made the comment about not having to marry Indiyah to put a baby in her, he almost like when he was first addressed or called out for that, and he was trying to explain it in other interviews, he kind of like dug the hole. It didn't make him look good, because I think what was great about Paul C. Brunts's interview is that it had like the slowness of pace and the like. Almost like the seriousness, almost like a therapeutic vibe, but allowed him to really be serious and candid and not tongue-in-cheek and be like, this is what I meant, this is the context in which this comment was made, and this is what it means to, like, rather than like being like, oh no, but you know guys, like, oh, you know, like, I think the kind of like, he seemed a bit blasé in how he's dealt with certain other like, social media content.
I think also because
like the trickster archetype,
he's a boyish like
look out of yourself before everyone else can, like, and that's understandable, to be fair.
I think there's also elements of like it's hard to force yourself to be, because we've been talking about this damn near all week about my ability to open up, and I've also been talking about a couple of my friends about it, about how hard it actually is to open up just to another person in real life, let alone sitting down in front of a camera with a bunch of people you don't know from anyone and being like, yeah, so my childhood was really hard because I don't want to do that. I do want to crack a joke and move on. I don't need to explain to you why I said to my partner, oh, I don't need to marry her to put a baby. We were joking. Me and them were joking, and I don't feel like I should have to then sit down and be like, because I was having usually what we do. No one ever wants to do that. Do you want to do that?
Especially it's like, if I know it's not deep to me or India, why am I coming to the
internet to explain?
Am I Dami?
Yes.
Bitch. Okay, no. Justice for Dami, man.
Like, don't you think people would like it? It's like it's a good PR move though, because some people literally.
Yeah, no, I thought it was so good for his PR. I was literally just thinking about.
I have to do things like that. Especially.
I think that was one of my favorite interviews that I've watched in the last few years, in terms of like, especially like content creators.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now let's talk about India real quick, because I think let me be so real, girl. What you did was wrong, obviously, and for me, how you did it was certain levels of vio. From what the information that I know and has been presented to me, I don't know shit about these people's lives, guys.
Yeah, no.
But I hate. Can I pause to do a disclaimer about how I hate UK disclaimer culture? I hate that because I'm a black content creator and these are black content creators and there's so few of us and we all go to the same events and whatnot, that I now have to give a disclaimer and over-explain the fact that I don't have any negative feelings towards either of these people. I'm quite fond of these people. I've supported these people since I was aware of these people. But I feel like in the UK it's like, you can't criticize anybody without it
it's
being
not just
personal.
the UK, you know.
It's the black.
It's because it's more like it's people are not good at what's the word? Comprehension. People aren't good at comprehension. So that's where disclaimer culture has been born from, is because what would happen is you say, oh, well, obviously, whatever the sentence is. And then people go, oh, well, that means, you say, I love peanut butter. It's like, that means you hate jelly. That means you hate barbecue sauce. Like, just stuff. And then you're like, well, okay, so guys, I really love peanut butter, but disclaimer, I do also like other sauces, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Peanut butter is not a sauce. I don't know why.
Condiment, yeah.
But, the thing still stands in that people will they will take it and run with it because you didn't expressly say, I still like, or I still don't like, or I still agree with or disagree with. People just run with it. Sorry, I have a lot of
thank you for
to say about shit like that.
That's like such a key point.
Yeah, because one thing about me, I there's nobody I criticize more than people I respect and like. My friends know this very well. But yeah, so I think based on the information that has been presented, it seems that on the day that Indiyah cheated, she had spent the day with Dami. He had helped pick out her outfit. She was wearing his brand. She went to go to film some stuff for that show Inside, which I now want to go back and watch because I want to see Indiyah interact with Marlon in that show.
Was she filming, or was she just? It was just the rap party. I think it was the rap party where she cheated. I think.
Okay. I don't know. I think he's on the show and she was invited to the party.
I thought they were on the show. No, they're on the show together, are they not?
I don't know if she... I don't know. I didn't watch the show.
Okay.
I'm going to watch the show. I'm going to watch the show. Stream Inside. But yeah, and I think from what I gained from the interview, Indiyah and Dami seem to have certain systems in place and contingencies for communication and things like that. Like, in terms of accountability, like, if you're going to be out late, like, just let me know, or like... If you're going to this event, let me know. Or if you have this job on this day, just let me know. So, one, she completely violated those boundaries that it seems like she set. Well, she was the main arbiter for, in that she did not contact him until the next day, like 1 p.m, right, noon.
It was when she woke up, at which point, these times they live together.
Yeah.
So, they pick out a party, an outfit of his brand.
He styles her.
Sends her to the thing. She then don't call him back. Don't text him to tell him that she's going to be home late or nothing. He said he woke up at about 7 or 8 and had to leave around those times. She still was not home. The first he heard from her was when she woke up at 1 p.m. I assume at their house. But like, that is... Because... I really quick, and I hate doing this, and I hate when people do this, of like, imagine if it was the other way around, but imagine if it was the other way around.
We would all be pitchforks.
This is what I'm saying.
That's peak.
Pitchforks. Guys,
But also, I will put my disclaimer here that I do love them both, and people make mistakes, and it actually has nothing.
Why
it has
can't
no
people
bearing
just
on
be
who you
honest with
are.
themselves? Like,
Sorry, y'all can't make me hate India. Sorry.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, basically.
People, a lot of it is just like a lack of self-awareness and not being able to like vocalize your desire or your problems. Like, we need to be okay with speaking about that shit because that's behind our actions. Like, if you're dissatisfied, talk to someone about it. I know that's tough.
Agreed.
But like, if it's intimacy, if it's whatever, talk about it, approach it. Don't do something and then be like, because you still don't like did it. Do you get what I mean? So I just don't like that because, or do you get what I mean?
Because I'm like, how do you have all this? I mean, I know exactly why you have all this vitriol for this random black woman online who has done this thing that is just so heinous, but it is. But like, how can you be coming down her throat when you can't even like hold the cheaters in your own lives accountable? 9 times out of 10, when you guys get cheated on, you take them back and you keep him, which fairs, that's your decision. But when your homies are out there like getting next girls pregnant, or like, you know, they're dogging out girls at the club, or when your home girls are like, you know, turning off their location and getting an Uber to that nigga's house that they shouldn't be at because you know that they have a good one at home. Like, you guys aren't having the same vitriol for your own friends. And I know because I don't. I know. It's just true.
Shit.
We don't hold ourselves to the like. Oh, because India's now influencer, she must now be the paragon of virtue. And like, oh my God, how dare a woman step out on a man? Chill. Let these people deal with their own lives, yeah? And let's continue us. There's the same way there's rice at home, there's also problems at home that we need to be sorting out before we start coming down these people's throats. Because at the end of the day, they have money, we don't.
I hear it.
Okay, we need to wrap soon.
Okay. What's next? Or are we doing this the whole second?
Final thoughts, yeah.
Okay, cool. I mean, my final thoughts on this are, this is none of my business. This is actually someone else's entire relationship. I don't know either of these people. I saw Dami in the distance one time and he was so fine I got nervous. This is really like, he's so fine. No matter how fine he is on TV, he is finer in real life. I got so nervous I didn't say shit to him. Like, I really have no horse in this race. I just hope that they are able to, because they do have to continue to see each other, in that you came from the same show, you go to the same events, because there aren't that many like PR events for influencers of that level, and they're both the same kind of level of influencer. So I just hope that it's not too painful for either of them, and they can eventually. He said they're civil, but you know, I just hope. I hope everything goes well.
I can't imagine how fucking...
No, I didn't know you at this point. There was one babe that I was dating, but you know this story though. One babe that I was dating that embarrassed me to about 25 people in the black queer scene in London, and I nearly punched her square in her shit. So I can't imagine how he feels. That's why I feel sad.
I will reserve my comments.
Yeah.
As you should.
I have one more thing to say.
Please do.
Own your fucking desires.
Yes.
We're all human, we have them. If
Yep.
you don't think they're healthy to enact, consult someone wise or a therapist. But I just feel like we live in a day and age where we've deconstructed a lot of relational contexts. They may not work for you.
Yeah.
Like, just be conscious and just like be human and forthcoming. Like, that's it. If you're monogamous and you want to be with someone monogamous, then do that. If you don't think you're monogamous, don't cosplay as being monogamous. Like, just be a forthcoming fucking person.
Yeah. So I have to take a pause because OCD was about to make me say so many messy things about my ex. But I honestly believe that I can see a world in which India says to Dami, had said at the time to Dami, I don't know why I always say hey girl, but it's because Dami's fam, and I love how he owns his femininity. But like, I can imagine India saying like, hey girl, like, obviously I'm on this show for a bit, like, and you know, there's this guy here, he's cute, and obviously I haven't had that much time to explore since getting out of Love Island. Can I just like kiss on him a little, like within the within the private confines of the show, and you know, production can keep that contained and da. I can imagine a world in which he would have said yes, and things would have maybe gone differently.
Yeah, that's
I think we should all afford them the same grace that we afford ourselves and our ratchet friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope both of them continue to prosper. I hope that if anybody actually listens to this part of the episode, that they actually have reading comprehension and listening comprehension, and don't see it as like any of us having like certain opinions of these people, except I just really like them both, honestly.
Yeah. They both seem like nice people who just have, or who one of them's made a mistake extremely publicly, and that's not their fault. Also, sorry, before we go, I do want to touch on another part of his interview real quick, in that, because he was talking about Catherine Moore, and we completely skimmed over that, which was very important to the whole villain thing that he was talking about in the interview, which is pre-Catherine Moore, off camera, because remember a lot of this was controlled by production. Off camera, they have a conversation with some of the other people in the house and say, Catherine Moore's probably coming up real soon. I'm happy to enter this with an open mind, and, you know, it's effectively no hard feelings. They then frame it when they get back as, you know, he comes back and, according to him in the interview, says, oh, she's got a guy, I've got a girl. I'm not mad at that. We can still continue to get to know each other because we don't know each other that well. And production then framed it as, wow, he cheated on her and Catherine Moore, and she cheated on him in the house, and now they're both having it. That doesn't seem to be how it actually was, and I think people should keep that context in mind. Yeah,
he's got the villain edit, and hopefully, you know, this interview like kind of like gives him the angel edit.
I really hope so. Yeah, I really hope so.
Hire us to be on your PR, Dami.
Yeah, do you know what? I plan to have a lot more men on the podcast going forward, because I think that's something I've been a bit like scared and trepidatious of. Dami Hope would be an amazing guest, but I would love to have him on after this media cycle dies, because I don't want to invite him on and talk to him about getting cheated on. And I think he's a way more interesting person than his relationship, which she's no longer in. And it's been so far past Love Island now. Yeah. So
Love Island
also if anyone has a connect, let me know. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Go check out Vannessa's content. I'm gonna put links down below. She is one to watch. I think you cemented yourself as like one of the ones to watch for like the UK black content scene.
For sure.
Because not only are you funny and pretty, and you can dress. You're funny, pretty, and can dress, but you're like so much smarter than like most of the people who are occupying the space already. And I know that because I'm one of those people who's smarter than most of them too.
I think we're all sat on the sofa, aren't we?
Yeah.
Look at you, like.
Oh, sorry.
I was about to throw a disclaimer. We're not saying that anyone's not smart. I am, but you're not.
I mean, if you want, I can name them.
Don't.
Fine. But yeah, if you came to my podcast expecting modesty, then you definitely have the wrong channel, wrong person, wrong life.
Do you know, I think because I exist online less, I'm always just like, I'll take the heat. Yeah, I said it. I think you're fucking stupid, but Glow doesn't. And that's what's important.
Everyone deserves an equal understanding chance. Well, thank you guys for tuning into yet another episode of Chirpse. That's podcast with me, your host, Glow.
Also, if you have any intro ideas for me, let me know, because I'm stuck.
Yeah, because we can't do a Cleopatra.
You should be carried in.
Do you know what? The 2 episodes, it's actually been 2 different songs. Do a different annoying song every week.
In the Egyptian garb. Actually, no, that might be.
I'll be
right,
I don't play that.
Thank you for coming. Post a thumbnail.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh.